Alamosa bondsman jailed for murder after allegedly confronting shooting his client. Allegedly confronting shooting his client. That's precisely what he did. And they're saying it's his client. He's the bondsman. He's the bondsman. And know what the bondsman's supposed to do? He had a warrant out for the guy's arrest. He goes to arrest him to take him into jail. He put up $3,500. He put up a $3,500 bond for the guy. It says police say broke into the home of a client he had previously bailed out of jail, was himself jailed after fatally shooting his client. Why are they saying it like that? If the police went to arrest him and he had resisted or tried to attack him or shot the associate, you're telling me that they would arrest themselves? He's clearly doing a police action. He's not just doing this for fun. He's not doing this for fun. Press release from the Alamosa Police Department said 29-year-old Robert Thrash entered the residence, struggled with 28-year-old Phil Lucero once. Thrash and accomplice were inside. Lucero was shot, pronounced dead at a local hospital. Thrash, as a bail bondsman, according to online records, paid $3,500 in January for Phil Lucero's release from jail. Phil Lucero was arrested January 24th by Alamosa PD for failing to show up for a court hearing and violating his earlier bond from a 2021 arrest. Lucero was arrested January 20 for failing to show up, okay? Then Lucero pleaded guilty in his 2021 case in July, but then failed to appear for his sentencing in September. Another warrant was issued for his arrest that same day, and he's just sitting at his house. He's just sitting at his house. The judge says there's a warrant out for his arrest, and then what's the original charge? We still don't get that. This was a better article, Logan Smith, one day ago, CBS Denver, than the other article that I read. You get a little bit more information. Here is the guy, Robert Thrash. He's the guy that, the guy that pulled the trigger. He's the one that's arrested. First-degree burglary and second-degree murder is what he's been charged with, which means that he shot the person knowingly. Now, there would be a couple exceptions, right? There's like 5 homicide laws in Colorado. Don't vehicular murder, don't negligent murder, don't manslaughter, don't first or second degree murder. Some other ones. But the exceptions would be self-defense or police action. A private police action. So that's 29-year-old Robert Thrash standing up, doing a police action. So basically, he's not involved with Phil Lucero, except he, put $3,500 up for his bond. And then he didn't show up. Thrash was accompanied by another man when he confronted Lucero and gained entry to Lucero's home. David Heinstein, 29, of Herosa, was also shot during the struggle per Alamosa PD. Heinstein was flown by medical aircraft to a front range hospital where he underwent surgery. His condition has been stabilized, according to Alamosa PD. So David Heinstein, are they going to arrest him as soon as he gets better? Thank you, David Heinstein, for arresting this guy that had an outstanding warrant for his arrest. Thank you for doing our job. Thank you for doing a private police action. He knew that he was supposed to go to court. He should have turned himself in. Phil Lucero, or at least called the guy, Robert Thrash, and told him what was going on. He's messing with $3,500. He's going to lose $3,500 if he doesn't go to the sentencing hearing. David Heinstein, 29. So I hope David Heinstein gets healed, and I hope that Robert Thrash, I hope he doesn't get any charges. And I hope that Robert Thrash, I hope his charges are dismissed as well. Says that Thrash registered a business, always open bail bonds with the state in 2020. So Robert Thrash is doing everything on the up and up. He's got a corporation, always open bail bonds. Lucero was featured on that business's Facebook page in October. A reward was offered for information leading to his arrest. Since 2016, Lucero has been arrested 8 times by Alamosa PD. His arrest charges include weapons violations, drug possession, burglary, auto theft. I don't care so much about the drug possessions too much. What kind of drugs? Meth, fentanyl. I mean, that kind of shit is kind of weapons violations. I don't really care about either one of those by themselves, but combined with the auto theft and burglary, are you using weapons to steal drugs? Are you stealing cars in order to, you using weapons and drugs in the auto theft and burglary. Burglary, auto theft, those are violent crimes. And said none of these sentences handed down in those cases ordered additional jail time. He has no offenses outside Costilla County. What is going on? What is going on? None of the sentences handed down in those cases ordered additional jail time. He's got no offenses outside Costilla County. Now I can understand how the police are just kind of covering their butts. And so, there is probable cause. There is a dead person. And ultimately, if they believe in their own system, put him on trial. Get a jury trial. Get 12 people and panel 12 people and have them look at the case. Have them look very specifically at all the details to the incident and the case and who they are and what had happened. You have, 2 witnesses. So let's hear what they have to say. Let's see how in sync their 2 testimonies are. And ultimately, if he's like, the dude in True Grit, and he's just like, man, went to get my $3,500 back, went to go tell dude he needed to go, and then he started getting all freaked out. And maybe, does he have a right to go arrest the guy? Bail bondsman, it's an LLC, it's a corporation. I would presume that you should be allowed to go after the person that you had posted a bond for if they don't, show up for court like they were supposed to do. Well, you're just supposed to sue them and then they quit, they keep on not showing up for court. What are you supposed to do? I don't think he went there to specifically, I don't think deliberately, I think that it was right that it would be second degree at most, if anything. But I think it's just a police action, right? It was a private police action. Now you're going with me, I'm going to arrest you. And you tell me what he should have done in order to do it better. Should he call the police and gone with the police? Or would the police be, no, you better not do that, and then they just sit around, don't do shit? Ultimately, if they say that it's on him, then he stepped up and he did what they should have done. If they were mad about him, doing their job or whatever, then they should have stepped up sooner.